Hi, my name is Sarah Smith. I am the art teacher here at BRMS. Art is one of the 4 related arts classes your child will have for 1 marking period. During their time in art, they will learn about many areas of art and through many ways. This means that they're going to practice, they're going to read, they're going to write, view videos, and they're going to create art. Each day, students start with completing a daily warm-up. These daily warm-ups will be complete by the end of the week. They cover art history and artists, skill development and review, creativity, art appreciation, and analyzing art. Each unit is made up of a practice, planning, creating, presentation, and a write-up. The units that we'll be covering in 8th grade are mixed media, 1-point perspective, watercolor, ceramics, and digital illustration. The grades are broken into 2 sections. 75% for the projects and 25% for the warm-ups. If a student receives a late, like a little red late, and an F as a grade, please know that it's just a placeholder until the student hands it in. Once it's handed in, that grade will get replaced. There is no homework in art unless they don't come to class because they're absent for some reason, and then they're asked to finish it. Finally, if your student is interested in art club, please visit my website to find out more information. Thank you.
Hello, 8th grade parents. This is Laura Garrison, your student's computer applications teacher. A little bit about me. My husband is an educator. He's a principal in Newark, and my daughters came up through the Chester school system. We love it here. We're part of the community. I am a Google certified educator on many different levels, and I've been doing this for a little bit. I love my job. This year, your 8th graders will be doing some computer programming. They also will be continuing to type. This will be their last year that they'll be using EduTyping. I jumped into a classroom. Many of them are proficient. They will have an opportunity to test out of typing. Another thing that we'll focus on is digital citizenship and internet safety. We use Common Sense Media. It's a great resource for parents. The Social Dilemma is a movie that we'll watch clips from as well. I suggest watching this with your students. Another project that we're going to be working on is creating a budget using spreadsheets. Spreadsheets is a great way to teach financial literacy. And another project within spreadsheets will be pretending to purchase a car. And for our last project, choose what they'd like to learn. They can use Adobe Photoshop. They can build in Minecraft. They can continue programming there, as well as 3D designing and printing. If you'd like to get in contact with me, here's my contact information, which can also be found on the Chester website. Have a great night. Thank you for coming.
Good evening. This is Mrs. Vespignani. I am the choral director and the performing arts teacher here at Black River Middle School. Welcome all you 8th grade parents to Back to School Night. As many of you may know, here at Black River we have several different choruses. There's a 6th grade chorus, 7th grade chorus, there's an 8th grade chorus, and also select chorus. And chorus has already begun during enrichment, a different chorus every day. In 8th grade performing arts, there are a lot of different things that are focused on as far as musical and theatrical performances. So at the beginning of the marking period, we start off with a discussion of theater vocabulary that we will be using throughout the entire marking period. And then we move on to our first performance-based musical performance, which is actually the opera. So the students study operas. We particularly study 5 in our textbook. And after that, we move on to operettas. After the operettas, we move on to musicals. And they are taught in chronological order from when they were written. So operas, operettas, and musicals. After that, we move on to a variety of other units that we cover in 8th grade. Some of what we do is talking about 20th and 21st century music. And then we talk about careers in the music and theater industry. We also spend some time on resumes, resume writing, and auditioning. And toward the end of the marking period, we spend some time on our national anthem, which is the Star Spangled Banner, as well as a unit that incorporates several different patriotic elements throughout. Assessments in 8th grade include performances, projects, quizzes, and also tests. And after our 3 years together, having performing arts in 6th, 7th, and 8th grade, students will have a firm foundation of theater and musical knowledge that prepares them for high school and beyond. They are well prepared for when they get to high school and are taking their fine arts requirements, and I'm confident that they will do really well at the high school. Thank you very much. Have a great night.
Good evening. Welcome to Back to School Night. My name is Andy Gray. I teach STEM, and this year for 8th grade, right now we're working on the robotics project. So we're going to build a robot. It's based on a historical theme. So we're going to move the robot on a large map. It's very much adding the arts, if you will, into STEM. So it turns into STEAM. They make a giant 5x5 map based on movement throughout American history. It can also be something that they've been interested in from previous years too, but usually a historical map demonstrating some type of movement. They create clay figurines, as well as writing a 3-paragraph essay and sentences. So it's quite a multifaceted project that they'll be working on. We're just finishing up on some background history on this unit. I can go ahead and advance the slides so you can see sort of the projects that we'll be working on this marking period. As far as grades go, they are graded usually on a vocabulary quiz at the beginning of each unit. And then depending on the unit, there may be a final test, there may not be. It just depends on which one. Usually the robotics, they have a quest, which is sort of a combination of a quiz and a test at the very beginning, but it's double-sided, and they talk about not only the vocabulary of the unit, but also certain mechanical terms that are based on a lot of the things that the robots actually have that they'll be putting together, like servo motors, 180, 360 motors, things like that. From there, we're going to move on to the CO2 dragster unit. For that, they're going to be racing the dragster cars. And if you've come to some of the some of the science fairs in the past, you probably have seen the racetrack in action prior to 2021, but right up through 2020. So they get a chance to look at the physics of racing. We use a drag tunnel. We look at the weight, friction, and all things physics when it comes to that unit. Looking forward to another great year. Please, if you have any questions, my contact information is here. Hope you're having a great back to school night, and looking forward to getting into 2023. And this 8th grade group has been tremendous. We're excited as they move towards their Black River career. Have a good evening. Thanks so much.